Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tea Lounge with Miss J. Of course, you guys know I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson, here to bring you guys another great episode of the Tea Lounge with Miss J. Of course, you guys know we are a celebrity podcast show, and I could not be more excited about the next guest that we have today. She is a singer-songwriter, and she has debuted in 2007 with her single Country Girl, which made her the first African American woman to chart a country song since Donna Mason in 1987. Since then, this amazing singer continues to make waves, and I'm super excited she's on our show. Everyone, please welcome Miss Rissi Palmer. Hi, Rissi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I really appreciate you coming on the show. I know that we've been having schedule conflicts and everything like that, but I'm so glad we were able to work it out. I was able to get you on the show. I'm super excited.
No, same here. Same here. Like I'm super happy to be here. Thank you.
No problem. All right, I'm going to fire the first question at you. What started your passion for music?
Gosh, I think my mother told me that I started singing like as soon as I could talk. And I just always, I don't know, music just has always been a passion for as long as I can remember. And when I finally realized, like as a little kid, that it was something that you could do for a job, then I was completely sold. I was like, all right, bet. So yeah, ever since I was a child, I've wanted to be a singer and loved music.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just to continue on with that a little bit more, who do you look up to musically and why?
I mean, there's so many. Gosh, my influences are extremely varied. I'm a huge fan. Like I always joke that Shaka Khan is like my spirit animal.
Yes, yes. Preach
between
it, girl.
yes, between the hair and the voice,
Yes.
just like just she's just larger than life. Like she is like the physical embodiment of like fierce. And so, people like her, Patty Griffin is another one of my influences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love Winona. I love India Arie.
Oh,
I love so many.
yes.
Yeah, I love singer songwriters. I love women with big voices. I love people that have kind of just taken charge of their art and of their career and their persona, and like they just own it. Like that's what I always aspire to be. And yeah, and those are the types of people that inspire me.
I love that list. Such a huge fan of India Arie. I can listen to her voice all day for the rest of my life and be totally happy with it.
Yeah,
Like,
India is kind of like it's like butter. I don't know.
yes, that's exactly how I would describe her voice.
It is. It's she's. I mean, on top of that, she's a very cool person. But yeah, like her voice is just ridiculous. Yeah.
Absolutely. Love those choices. Going on to the number three question, Rissi. For first time listeners of your music, what song would you suggest that they listen to really understand who you are as a music artist?
Huh. That's a great question. I'm thinking about that. I think, well, currently, I would say there's a song called Seeds
Mm-hmm.
on my current album, Revival. And I think Seeds is the perfect embodiment of what I stand for, what my music sounds like, and it's kind of what page I'm on right now. It's a song I wrote after the murder of Michael Brown in 2014. And
Mm-hmm.
um, for a long time, I always kind of held to the belief, and I was always told by the people, working with me and labels that I was signed to and that sort of thing, that artists should stay away from making political statements and
Mm-hmm.
kind of making that sort of stuff public, like how you feel about it. And nothing about that ever sat right with me. And, once I became an independent artist and I was no longer having to answer to a label or, suits or anything like that, so to speak. I felt like if you have a platform of any size, you should use it to bring attention to the things that you believe in. And
Absolutely.
so Seeds I wrote just out of complete and total frustration, and I wanted to say something about what was going on, but I wanted to be positive. And we made a video to accompany that song, and I just think in that nutshell of the video, the song, the visual, everything, I think is like quintessential Rissi Palmer in 2020.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm really glad you've definitely used your voice and your music to wanting to move and say things positively and just wanting to get who you are and say what you are as an artist. Because yes, there are many artists who don't use that platform to to influence positively sometimes. So I'm super glad you're definitely one of those. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense to me, like why you wouldn't. But
Exactly.
to each his own, and
Hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. Like definitely commend you for that, and definitely thank you for that. Going to the number 4 question, you, as I said before in the intro, you made history by being the first Black woman to top the country charts since 1987. I definitely did not even know that. What was that moment like for you?
Well, first of all, we didn't even realize it until after it had happened in a radio station at the time. So this was 2007, just to put all of that into perspective. And I was on radio tour, and like the single had only been out, I think, for like a month, but we had been setting it up for like almost 8 months prior. And so the day that it happened, it just happened to be on the internet, and someone emailed it to my publicist, and she emailed it to me, and she's like, "Did you know about this?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know." So, I mean, I was honored. It was a huge honor, and also it was just like, wow, really, 20.
Right?
So
Yeah.
yeah, and after me, there wasn't anybody else until I want to say 2012, and it was a young woman by the name of Mickey Guyton. So yeah, I mean, take what you will from that information, but I was pretty stunned by that.
Absolutely. That's a huge accomplishment because like I said, I genuinely did not know that myself. So I was like, wow. I was like, really? So
Yeah, yeah.
that's pretty incredible. Like, I mean, not every day a lot of artists can't really say that. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty impressive.
No, it's really sometimes it's just like that's history. Like regardless of what I do for the rest of my life, like I always have that one little piece of history, I guess.
Yes.
so
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, when I heard it, my jaw just dropped. I was like, wow, I did not even know that. I said, but that's incredible though. That is incredible. And then hopefully, more people get inspired by that and more artists will come out and, dominate charts that, like country charts and all that kind of stuff. So I really think that's awesome. So it definitely made me smile when I realized it. So I think it's great. But going on to the number 5 question, where can the Tea Lounge audience follow you and your work?
so I am all over social media, probably more than I should be. Um,
It's okay. You're no judgment here. It's okay. We
yeah,
all we all
I,
have it, so
I'm
it's
like,
all right.
not good. This is not good. No, I am I prefer. I'll be honest. I'm on Facebook. It's Rissi Palmer official, but I don't use Facebook as much as I used to. I'm more of a Twitter, which is at Rissi Palmer.
Hmm.
It's me because it's got a little blue check. And then I'm on Instagram as well, and it's Rissi Palmer Music on Instagram. And I like Instagram and Twitter most of all. So I use those a lot. And you can also just go to my website at rissipalmermusic.com.
And I definitely highly encourage my amazing audience to do that. Definitely follow Rissi Palmer's work and music. She just blends in so many different genres, so definitely an artist you want to listen to. So definitely make sure you follow her on Instagram and Twitter. Rissi Palmer. So make sure you guys definitely do that. Going on to the number 6 question. Where are some of your favorite places to perform at?
I like, I'm a child of the 90s, so I'm a big like MTV Unplugged fan.
Yes.
Favorite kind of shows are shows where, I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my band, but my favorite shows are the intimate, small, like acoustic shows where it's just me, my guitar, and maybe my guitar player, Charles. And it's like an acoustic duo, is what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
And we just get to like talk about the stories behind the songs, and it's more of an intimate setting where people are like actually listening and wanting to hear stories, as opposed to like big venues where everybody's maybe dancing or getting a drink or like that sort of thing. So like I like small intimate shows. I know that's a weird thing to say for an artist, but I do. Like I've played both types of shows, the big auditorium concert hall shows with a big band, and the smaller kind of intimate listening room shows, and I definitely prefer listening room shows.
Yeah, I think I'll have to agree with that. With the small intimate shows, your true talent just shines through because that's all there is. It's just your singing, your music playing. I definitely like small gigs as well. I just like it when artists can just show who they are as an artist without all of the bells and whistles. I personally don't need all the bells and whistles. Just POC. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't need all the bells and whistles. It's nice. They're nice to look at, but I personally don't need them. So I definitely have to agree with you. Small shows are definitely better.
Yeah, and like that's my favorite way to see people too, because it's just like
Mm-hmm.
I like to know why you wrote a song, or I like to know the stories behind a song, and I also like to listen to lyrics. I think, maybe because I'm a songwriter, or I'm just a fan of music. Like I like to hear what people are saying, and I think sometimes things get lost in translation when you're in a club and people are walking by and people are having conversation and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's just my preference.
Absolutely, mine too. Totally understand where you're coming from. Um, Going on to the number 7 question. Are there any goals yet in your music career that you haven't achieved that you would like to?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many things. I would love to have a Grammy. It's been my dream since I was a little girl to get a Grammy. So that's something that I'm still working towards and hoping
Mm-hmm.
for. Um, I would like to. I would love to play. Like, there's just so many like festivals that I want to play, and like
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to. Like, Nashville. Since my career started in country music, one of my dreams has always been to headline at the Ryman, and the Ryman is the Opry House. And I've played it before doing Grand Ole Opry, but I've never been the marquee artist. And so that's a huge dream of mine, is to one day headline the Ryman.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah,
That's awesome,
go
though.
small.
But I think that'd be great. Honestly, because I don't, of course, I've never been to Nashville, but watching, certain shows, especially about music, that place, the Grand Ole Opry, is the place, definitely to perform. So
Oh, that's Mother Church. Yes.
she said yes. So it's a mess. So I definitely understand that would be a game changer. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm going to speak that in existence for you. That will
Yeah,
definitely happen.
let's put that out in the universe.
Absolutely. That will definitely happen because that would be a definite sight to see. Um, Going on to number 8, what projects are you involved with that you can give a little dish to the Teen Lounge audience?
Well, you guys are I'm gonna give you a first. I'm
Ooh.
actually I'm in the process right now. I'm doing research and I guess what else would I call it? Like no, just mostly research. On a project that I'm doing concerning myself and other Black women in the country, Americana, and folk genre.
Ooh.
I'm looking to do a long term project with this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is not a music, well, it's not music in so much as I'm not singing for this. I'll be talking
Mm-hmm.
and kind of doing what you're doing, Simone. And so I'll be interviewing and that sort of thing. But it's for a project. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to say the name right now because I'm still um,
Early developments.
trademarking and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to have this project launched in June, and I've already spoken to several parties that I'm going to be interviewing, and their names that are pretty well known in their respective genres, and I'm very much looking forward to it because I feel like, especially in the past year, with the success of Little Nas X
Mm-hmm.
and just the attention brought to country music in general and African American women. There are a lot of fallacies that I've seen in print, and people just don't research anymore. And when somebody says something, we take it for the gospel truth, and no one goes back just to check, just to fact check. And I, I'm someone who loves, um, like I love music, and on top
Mm-hmm.
of that, I love music history and information about music, and so this is just kind of this project that I'm working on is to dispel any false information that's out there, to set the record straight, and to also kind of give us a voice in a time when we're not extremely visible in those
Mm-hmm.
particular genres, but we've been doing the work since the very beginning. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm excited to present it to the public once it's done.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually excited to learn and more about it because it sounds like it's going to be amazing. And I'm all about, Black women coming together for a really great project and, making magic because we all know that, when we come together like that, we can just make absolute magic. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
excited.
no, I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's time because it's there's so many of us, and like you wouldn't know that by looking at the charts or by just what you hear or what you read. And so
Exactly. So,
I'm
yeah.
super, these are women that I've been friends with for years or that I've known of and they've known of me. And so we're finally getting an opportunity to do something together. So I'm super excited about it.
Oh, definitely keep the Tea Lounge posted because we definitely want to know step by step. We want to keep informed because I cannot wait to see what that will, transpire and, what will come out of it. So definitely keep me in the know because
Of course, of course.
yes, I definitely want to know because I'm intrigued. I am very, very intrigued. So. All right, Miss Reese, we just got a couple more questions left. Going on to the number 9 question. You are an acclaimed singer, but it must be scary sometimes to perform in front of an audience. How do you push past those nervousness slash anxieties right before you perform?
Well, first of all, that's an awesome question because I don't think a lot of people talk about it, but like, I'll be honest with you, I am always nervous until I get through the first song. I
Mm-hmm.
am always like terrified until I get through the first song. And I'm a perfectionist. I think that's part of it. And so, you want things to be perfect and you want things to be right and you want to sound good and you want people to get it. And so all those feelings are wrapped up in that first song. But once I get through the first song, then it's all easy going from there. But one of the things that I do and that I've always done before I perform is I don't want to be talked to. So I brief the band and we chat before we get on stage, and then they go out in front of me, and then if there's a host or whatever, I'll talk to them beforehand. But then once it's almost time to like walk out, I just get quiet
Mm-hmm.
and I try to center myself. I say a prayer and I just meditate on what it is that I'm trying to convey. So, I want people to feel good. I want people to be informed. I want people to laugh. I want people to think. And so I just I meditate on that. Like what is your intention when you walk out here?
Mm-hmm.
And just try to stay focused on that, and I don't let things distract me, which is why I stay quiet. And yeah, and then what I try to do when I get out on stage is I'll close my eyes for a second. Like a lot of people are like, why do you close your eyes whenever you sing? And it's like I just get into what I'm singing. Like I try to
Of
think about
course.
what are you saying? What are you trying to do? And then I try to find either my husband or my daughter out in the audience. And I keep my eyes on them for a while until I'm 100% comfortable. So that is my method to keeping from freaking out.
That is actually really awesome. Like, yeah, like you just said, not a lot of, singers or artists will really talk about that, but, because it's just people see them, they just think they're confident all the time. So,
Oh no.
she
No.
said, oh no, she said no.
Never.
No. She said, oh
Never.
no. I love the honesty, by the way. She's like, yeah, no, 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 no. But yeah, I really like how I like your methods though, because I feel like if I was in your shoes, that's exactly what I would do. Finding like a family close member or someone just to stare at, just till I feel comfortable, And I get it. Once you get into something, you're in it. You're in your zone. Not like everything else,
Yeah.
like melting away. You're just focused. You're. So I get how some people can get that, especially if you love your craft and everything. So I definitely get that for sure. I do. Um, Going on to the last question though, Miss Rissi, who would you love to perform with one day and why?
Oh gosh. I mean, there's so many people. There are so many people. I guess right now, like my bucket list of duet partners, I would absolutely. I mentioned her earlier. I'm a huge fan of Patty Griffin. I think she is the quintessential singer songwriter.
Mhm.
Um, and I just love her voice, and I've been a fan of her since I was 19. And
Oh wow.
I think that I would just die if I had to do a song. Like I could just die after I did it. Like I would love to do a duet with her, like to do a performance with her, or like going on the road with her, just anything. Like I just adore her. I think her songs have been the backdrop and the soundtrack to so many major events in my life. And like I made a playlist when my daughter was born, when I was in labor, and Heavenly Day played while Grace was being born. And so and the same with my second daughter, Nova. Patty Griffin was in that playlist as well. And so I just I she resonates with me on such a high frequency, and um she's just the best of the best to me. So I would absolutely love to sing with her one day.
Oh my goodness. I'm also gonna speak that into fruition for you because that would be awesome. So I really hope that definitely happens. Miss Patty, if you're listening to this one day, I got a great artist, amazing voice, pure talent that would just love to perform with you. So definitely snatch her up because she's definitely would love to do it. So speaking that into existence, things seem to happen. So I definitely am going to say that for you.
Well,
So
thank you. Yes, so put it out in the universe. Thank you, ma'am.
yes, absolutely. And I just want to tell people I do have a great track record of just speaking of things into fruition for my guests. Just saying, just look at the track
I
record.
love it. That's
I
awesome.
do. Yeah, I have a really great. I was the director that just won for an Oscar, Matthew Cherry. I
Uh-huh.
interviewed him a year before he won, or 2 years before he won, and I spoke that into existence that he would win one day.
Oh,
So.
see, I need some of that Matthew Cherry juju.
Yes,
Honey.
exactly. So exactly. So I'm speaking into existence. If I could say predict 2 or 3 years before he win it that he got it, then I'm going to say that you're going to perform with Patty. That's going to happen before the year ends. Predicting it now. So.
I love, and you know what? I appreciate you are a manifester, so I appreciate
Yes, I'm manifesting. End of the year, you and Patty. It's gonna shock everybody, but it's gonna happen. Totally experiencing that in existence right now.
I love.
uh, Miss Rissi, you have been an absolute delight to talk to. I really do appreciate you coming on to the show and
No,
giving us
thank you for
insight.
having me. This was fun. Thank you.
Absolutely, I'm really glad you had fun. I really appreciate your insights on performing and your music. I highly encourage my audience, of course. Please make sure you follow Miss Rissi, and please make sure you guys check out her music and all the other upcoming projects she's got coming up. And of course, continue to tweet at her and Patty. Let's get that together. Let's get that rolling. End of the year, we're moving fast. Next month is March, so let's get this
I
ball
know.
rolling.
It's crazy.
Ah, but I really do appreciate you for being on here, and I'm really glad you had a great time. And I definitely, when all your other projects come, through, I would definitely love to have you on here again.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. And I would love to do it again.
Absolutely. Of course, you guys know I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson. You guys were listening into the Tea Lounge with Miss J. Of course, you guys know we'll be back with another great episode. But until then, I want to thank our guest, Miss Rissi Palmer, one more time. And of course, I want to thank everyone for listening in. Be back here soon. But until then, you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.